Hello. Uh-oh. You see a little of my makeshift shade machine. Alright, how's this look? Oh, it's very low. Perfect. I think I need to scoot my chair a little closer though. Definitely not the right kind of chair for this, but it is what I have. Good. Looks good to me. Let's see what I'm working on. Might bring you guys a little bit lower. Hey, welcome. Gonna be working on some stuff. Let's see. How's that look? That angle is not flattering, but it'll have to do. Gonna be working on this sheath for the knife I made. Cameraman Joey. Big ol' what's the word for these? It's a Ironworkers Union tool, bull spike knife. Forged that on live stream a while ago. Have not gotten him his sheath yet, so we're gonna work on stitching that. We're gonna do something. A tool, yeah. Oh, it's you. Hello. Look at this wildly unflattering angle I'm sitting at. Isn't it lovely? Got this really good, very durable material for stitching. I can't remember, I think it's technically for upholstery, but it's some synthetic. So he's going to be using this on work sites and stuff. So this has got to be really tough. They look great. Fashion. Vogue. Can you hear me all right and everything? I couldn't find my mic, but I have my earpiece in. Yeah, sweet. Perfect. Yogurt, Gogurt. Welcome to the live stream. I used to stream all the time. This is my first one back in since my kid was born like a year ago pretty much. But I got a notification from YouTube saying that I was going to lose my monetization, so figured it'd be a good day for it. So we're just going to go through, we're going to punch holes in there. I don't know if you can see the existing holes. Hey, welcome everyone. Sub. Ah, thank you. And yeah, appreciate you. Yogurt Gogurt. Gotcha. Appreciate you. Shout out to you. But yeah, depending on how long this takes and what all I'm going to be doing, sorry, it's driving me nuts. I may be doing a little bit of blacksmithing later on. Get some blacksmithing done. I really hate this chair, guys. Chat, I may find something else. This is like one of those lean back chairs. This is yeah, this is not ideal. I appreciate it, Cameraman Joey. Thank you for the donation to the channel, but yeah. Hey, Plunder Shop. You ever go camping? Yes, I do. I have at least 2 hours. Appreciate you, Miss Emily Elizabeth, #1 Clifford fan. Get you a big stump. Oh, you know what? Good thinking. Not perfect, but it's much better. Oh yeah. Shout out for the good idea. So we're going to be doing the normal stitching along there for this sheath. It's got to be very stout. This is a solid steel knife. Like it's all one piece of steel. So it's heavy. So what we're going to do is we're going to put some copper pipe on this bottom corner. We're going to try doing that once we get the stitching done. So yeah, we're just going to go ahead and whip out the stitching using a log as a seat. Yeah, like the old days. Absolutely. So we're just punching our holes for now. Sorry if I'm out of breath and I sound a little rough. I am getting over a summer cold, so you may hear me hack up a lung at some point as well. If so, apologies in advance. But yeah, I need to get this done for cameraman Joey. But yeah, I do camping on this channel. I'll do camping, blacksmithing. I forged this on live stream. Obviously leather work. I do woodworking, carving sometimes. I do some like outdoor day hike stuff. I mean, we do a lot of outdoor stuff here. I also have a another channel that I've kind of done a lot more on lately, but not like lately. I've been pretty busy. I started a new job, so it's been eating up my time, and it's a pretty involved job. I pretty much got hired on at a place and had to create procedures and all that for my entire area, because it's like a brand new business, which I really have been enjoying the challenge of doing that. The challenge of that, you know, writing procedures. I've been writing out like a little like handbook essentially for how to do it. But yeah, it's taken a lot of time, and I've got 2 little kids, my daughter who's almost 3 and my son who's almost 1, so they take a lot of time away. I pretty much just get like a couple hours of free time a week, if that, maybe like 3 hours, so that's usually spent like cleaning or working on stuff that needs to be done around the house. Or like last weekend I had an event that I went and did. Can't really talk about the details of that too much. I will say that it's not really related to the content of this channel. So yeah, what is your job? So make my pendant. It's not a live stream type thing. That's gonna be something special. I could do something. We could do some casting today. That'd be pretty cool. And a wife and a boy. Yeah, it's very funny. Ban her. Mods? Banned. No, I'm just kidding. Let's see. My job is I'm pretty much an entire shipping department for a company in my hometown. Nothing too cool. We manufacture stuff and sell stuff. Nothing too interesting. Yeah, here, let me go ahead. There is no mod, so I'll go ahead and make you a moderator. Here, I'm gonna make you a standard moderator. So now that you're a standard moderator, will you go ahead and ban yourself, please? Since there's no other one here to do that. This is my friend from real life. We've known each other for a long time. Very long time. But yeah, I got hired at this place to drive a forklift, and then they're like, all right, here's an office. You're gonna handle like communication with logistics. You're gonna handle all the paperwork for this stuff. You're gonna be inventory. You're gonna do this, which I don't mind. Again, I'm very grateful to have my job. I very much like my job. I really like my boss. I've had some pretty bad bosses over the years, especially the most recent years. And this guy's pretty cool. I very much stand behind him. Yeah, don't tell him how many years. Okay, Grandma, now I have to rat you out. Let's see. I don't know. What, since 2005? Probably like 20 years? more than that. I don't know, middle school. And I'm pushing 40. I'm getting closer. Or I guess I'm in my early 30s. So I'll let you figure that out. So I got this piece of scrap leather that I accidentally left out here, I guess. Probably for making this exact sheath. Just sad, this is a good piece of leather. Could have been a sheath or pouch. This is gonna be pretty rough. But it's not gonna be perfect, it's just gotta work. This is gonna be a working man's knife. So the sheath doesn't have to be very pretty. I was going to do a whole bunch of extra stuff with it, make it really cool, but time allowance is just not there anymore in my life. I literally left work for a little bit today to come and do this. Hey, welcome. Pushing 40. Hello. Well, okay. Yeah, how many years has it been, Miss Emily Elizabeth? #1 Clifford fan? You'd know better than I do. I have no head for dates and years and all that. I cannot remember that stuff. We're going to kind of come out from behind this part. We're going to come out from behind there so I'm not poking through there. We should be able to start stitching. We only got a couple more holes to poke. Church bells. It's not a live stream without the church bells. Happens every single live stream. Or train. Or both. 25 years. 6th grade. Wow. That's crazy. Are we old? We're too old. I'm starting to get gray in my beard. I like the gray in my hair. I don't know why the hair in my beard is a little bit different. So we're going to be using these Sailmaker's needles. I know it's reversed, but this was actually a gift from one of my OG subscribers. He sent a really great package to me with a whole bunch of stuff in it, which I sadly have not been able to do much with, just because life. But these are fantastic quality needles. You know, taking a look at these, I almost dropped one. But really nice needles. They're forged and everything. So we're going to take some of the middle-sized needles, and we're going to, we'll take the 2 smallest actually, just to make it a little bit easier. But we're going to be doing a saddle stitch, which is one of the stronger stitches you can do. And like I said, this is going to be working man's knife. He's going to be out in the field carrying this, doing his ironworker stuff. But I just want to get it done for him. So I figure this is 2 birds, 1 stone. Keep my YouTube channel from getting demonetized from inactivity. And be able to do something fun. My back hurts? Yeah. Yep. I bet it does, Grandma. Look, has gray in his face. Yep. Sun's brutal today. I might go and get my big goofy hat. So we're going to go through. I'll show you how to do it on the next one. But when you do a saddle stitch, you don't want to tie a knot in your thread, because that knot, it'll be a thing that'll be difficult to pull through. So I'll show you on this one a little bit closer. So you're going to thread your needle normally. Bingo bango. And then you take your thread, you pull it. It's going to be kind of hard. Well, anyway, you're not going to be able to see very well. But you stick the needle through the thread, and then you pull it down and let it come back up, and it kind of makes a little loop. But it makes a very low silhouette knot, essentially. So for saddle stitching, that's what you want. I don't have a saddle stitching rig. I do have a vise that I may do. What do we think, chat? Top to bottom or bottom to top? I think I'm gonna do top to bottom because I'm gonna cover this back up with a little bit of copper piping that I'm gonna flatten out and put in there so it'll strengthen the bottom, because I'm not putting a middle piece in here. So it'll be, I think this makes more sense. Wait, yes. Makes more sense to go from top to bottom. So we're going to take this, get it started. We're going to let it go right to the middle. I've got it equal parts. Let it kind of dangle in the middle. Now I've tangled it. This is the fun. I got way too much thread. I am gonna go get my big goofy hat, chat. Let's see. Church bells, yeah. Saddle stitch, you fancy. Yeah, well, you kind of got to for these, man. It's got to be a pretty tough sheath. I mean, this knife alone is, I mean, this thing is pretty hefty. Be right back. You may still be able to hear me for a second. But, yeah, I don't want to get sunburned. I still have to go back into work for a little bit. All right, we are back. Ugh. It's gonna look a little goofy with the bandana. All right, we're back to work. We should do a split screen live again. I think we should. Yeah. As you've probably seen, it's been hard for me to get out here. I mean, this is, like, I think, my first live stream in, like, almost a year, probably. To the point where, I don't even think most of my normal people are here. Besides you, Blundershop, and Miss Emily Elizabeth. I think, yeah, last time I think I did a live stream, I believe it was very cold out. And you want to make sure that you're going in from the same side that you came out of with saddle stitches, because otherwise you'll loop over the outside, and I don't want to do that, because that makes for, if you're going to be carrying this every day on a, you know, a tough work site, you know, doing construction and all that, you don't want it to rub against stuff and it'll sever the stitching. And you don't want that. I'm going to probably also handy dandy Leatherman tool, Super Tool 300. Pull that through. I don't really have to worry too much about these needles. I don't think this is really my first time using them, but I know they're high quality. And then every single stitch, you want to pull it pretty tight. So, yeah, and then you just make sure you're on the same side. The stitching is not going to be my best work. Not going to be the prettiest, but it'll do. We're just trying to get this done for Mr. Cameraman Joey. Because I've made him wait too long. It's been a long time. He's been waiting on this. I would like for these clouds to stay. Looks like we got quite a few clouds coming in, but they're big, fat, lazy clouds that just kind of roll in whenever they want. May not be the most interesting content, but I hope you guys are having a good thing. Love the hat? Yeah. Keep checking, Janksmith. Yeah, I haven't been able to do anything on there even, and that sucks, because, like, I literally started that channel so I could still keep doing YouTube stuff. But man, like, since I've started this job, I have not been able to do anything. Because we changed our schedules. Like, my wife started working again, so that's a big thing. And then I was working at a job where I had a lot more free time. But the way my wife and I are working is, so she works at the same time I do, but 2 days a week she stays home with the kids, and 2 days a week I stay home with the kids. I have weekends with the kids to watch them, but then my very nice mother-in-law is watching them while we work, and it's just the only way we'd both be able to keep working, which, you know, financially it's just how it's got to happen. I was a stay-at-home dad. She was a stay-at-home mom for like 3 years, and I mean, we were just always struggling. And as much as I want to be able to provide that life for her and everything, and, you know, I think it's better for the kids to have, you know, her home with them, just financially just can't do it, you know. It's just unfortunate. I mean, we're lucky enough to be able to do it as long as we did. But yeah, rude ass job. Yeah, love the hat. It's hot. Cicadas. It is hot out. And I'm wearing a big thick flannel, so that's real dumb of me. I had to put a little, you can see this thing, it's just some junk mail I put on a stick and shoved behind my my tripod camera holder thing, and just to protect it from the sun, because I put it out here for like 5 minutes before I started, and it was getting hot. So hopefully my high-tech thing will let it go. So definitely not my best stitching. The back's not terrible, but it's saddle stitched too, which that was really annoying to do. We're trucking on. I did not poke a hole all the way through this when I made this first hole. Yeah, I'd really love to get back out here. I miss it. I miss it so much. You know, it's like this was my time to de-stress and my time to be creative and make things, and, you know, I wanted it to be like a side gig where I could, you know, make money on the side making stuff too, but I cannot consistently have enough time to be able to do that. It really sucks. I would love for this to be like my job. I would love that. And it's like I do still, even not making YouTube content for like a year, YouTube is monetized. I'm still bringing in money. I mean, I've maybe made almost $400 my entire YouTube career, from like views and stuff, not counting like donations and all that. No, that is counting donations. But yeah. No, I'm sorry to sit up here and whine and stuff, guys. You know, I'm lucky to even be monetized. I'm happy to be monetized. I worked pretty hard to get to this point, you know. I was putting out a lot of content and, you know, doing a lot of live streams. I was doing a live stream a week, I think, if not more. And then I just, you know, had my son and had to step back a little bit, and life's got to take priority. Family's got to come first. Everyone buy from Mystic and myself. Watching your mouth. LOL. Did I swear? Too much avocado toast. Yeah. Yeah, if I had, you know, started making my coffee and stopped buying avocado toast, I'd be a multi-millionaire by now, according to the boomers. I would own 3 houses. And I'd be able to take half the year off. I would have been retired by now at 33. Having trouble getting this through. I'm trying not to. Whenever you do a saddle stitch, you really want to try not to go through the thread while it's in the actual leather, the hole for it, because you will damage your thread. And especially for something that needs to be durable like this one, that's really no bueno. It is hard work. It really is. But yeah, and it's like that was a thing too, was like, man, I was having a little bit of the creator anxiety. You know, sure, I was like live streaming and putting out stuff, but I felt like I had to, because I would not post for like a week or something, or, you know, oh, it'd get to over a week. I was doing once a week something. It'd usually be like 1 or 2 shorts, and then a live stream, and then maybe a video like every 2 weeks, like a full, like, long form video. But I was getting anxiety because, like, I would stop and then I'd watch my views just absolutely tank because I wasn't putting out new content. And then I would start dropping subscribers, which I've been pretty lucky. I've only lost like 100 or so subscribers from my hiatus. But yeah, I'm grateful to everyone who's still subscribed. It would be kind of nice if some of the people I'm used to seeing you know, popped in, but I also understand they're probably not watching out for me. I haven't been here for like a year, so it may not have actually been a year, but it's been a hot minute. But yeah, I appreciate you guys who are here though. Plunder Shop, Miss Emily Elizabeth, Yogurt, if you're still here. Plunder Shop has zero agenda. Been watching your videos. YouTube purchase subscribers sometimes too. Remind people to hit that bell so they're notified when you are live. Yes, you can do that. I will say that half the time that does not work. A lot of the people who I know who like actively shown me that they hit the bell icon, they're still not getting told my videos are going live. Welcome everyone. See, we got 10 people in here now. More the merrier. We're doing a little stitching on a knife sheath for this guy here. Solid bullpen steel knife. Oh. But yeah, we're working on that. Maybe we'll do a little forging in here in a little bit, or maybe a little maybe we'll be doing a little bit of metal casting. Maybe I'll try making a little practice pendant. I do have some work for Miss Emily Elizabeth I'm going to be doing at some point. Personal stuff, can't really talk about it too much. Unless you want me to. I mean, that's kind of up to you. It's kind of your business. Building a chef knife for zero? Yeah! Just over 300. Good job, Plunder Shop. Heck yeah. Yeah, I really don't know. I mean, because honestly, I mean, you're very consistent about putting out your live streams and stuff. I do not know. I think on my channel, I think I just literally got lucky one time. Because I had one live stream where I don't know. I mean, you were there, I'm pretty sure. But I had gotten like almost 500,000 views on it. And I mean, it was that time. It was that one where I was cutting down a tree to make a kuksa after I had ran out of gas when I was forging, and I guess just people found that very interesting, and they decided to subscribe. And I think that's literally what got me to the count I'm at. Because yeah. YouTube does a lot of scandalous stuff to channels that don't make them enough money, they want to turn this into an AI slop site. You can, it's fine. Okay, so as I was talking about a little earlier in the stream, Miss Emily Elizabeth here and I have been friends for a very long time, 25 years, she says. Which, yeah, that sounds about right. And, she's had a dog, Samson, a good dog. He was a good dog who just recently passed away. He was pretty old. He lived a long, good life, but she would like for me to put his ashes in a pendant. Not like a little, like, glass jar pendant, but like a metal pendant. I'm going to try to make something that's, you know, kind of represents him. I'm going to make a couple of those for her family, because, you know, family pet, very valued and cherished pet. And I used to, full disclosure, I also used to live with Miss Emily Elizabeth here. We were roommates for a little bit. And I lived with them then, had my dog there. She's, I'm sure, long gone by now, but I had to, unfortunately, part ways with my dog. We lost a house and I had to make a really painful sacrifice. Well, it was originally just going to be a temporary arrangement. This nice couple that was really well off, really well off. I was definitely very, like, I was dirt poor, like, scrape change together to be able to afford to go out to, or get food to eat after all the bills were paid and everything. And so, you know, I just didn't have a lot of finances and everything. So, I mean, I had to find a place that would accept me and my dog. I ended up moving with cameraman Joey, actually, the man I'm making this knife for. Moved in with him, and they were like, yeah, you can have the dog, but the people that were watching my dog Bella, she's a Great Dane, had, like, bought her, like, a very expensive, like, memory foam mattress, like, dog bed that was really gentle on her hips, and gotten her teeth fixed up, which I could not afford to do, and done all this stuff. And they were able to take her to work with them every single day because they own their own business, and they were just able to give her a quality of life that I never at that point would have been able to do. And so I just made that really tough decision of, you know, it's like, I want to have her, but that's going to be the better life for her. And then I never saw her again. And yeah. But anyway, it's not about my dog, my former dog, but it's about little Samson. I'm gonna be making a pendant. I'm probably not gonna do that on video. I mean, unless you're okay with that, I could make a video of it, and I mean, that might be kind of neat for you to see as well. But I don't know if you want me to share that and all that. But I'll be kind of up to you. Maybe that'll be a conversation for later. All right, we're past the worst part of it. Getting past this belt loop, stitching in there is really annoying. So I'm going to go ahead and open up all these holes from the back just to make this a little bit quicker. Yeah, boiling snow. Yeah, we were at one point our pipes froze and we couldn't afford to get space heaters. We were living in this crappy little trailer, and our pipes froze and we couldn't afford to get the heat tape, and we couldn't afford to, you know, put a space heater under there or anything. And so we just had to go out, and there was a lot of snow on the ground that year, so we just were boiling snow to have water to be able to flush toilets, to be able to cook with, bathe with, I think. I don't know if we ever got to that point. I don't know if we had to end up doing that, but yeah. We're going to do just like a couple of times, because as you work the leather, it'll kind of like close up the holes, I find. So we're just gonna do little sections at a time until it's finished. But yeah, let's see. I think I missed some chats. Bottle fed him as a baby. He's your firstborn, yeah. Ooh, a Gyuto. Yeah, heck yeah. Oh no, I need to make a. I just remembered I need to make a Kiridashi for my boy Zero. Man, I totally forgot. I feel like a piece of crap now. Maybe I'll work on that for him today. I mean, it's gonna be a simple project, so maybe I will do that. Because I told him I would, and then everything happened, and babies, and losing jobs, and switching jobs, and all that. Sad does a good job. Let's see why people wear him. That sucked. But yeah. Anyway, so we may be doing that on the channel at some point. So I'm going to be doing it if you want, Miss Emily Elizabeth. Let's see. Okay. We eventually installed the dryer vent to vent and blow the trailer and kept it warm. Yeah. They are alive. Who is alive? Plunder Shop. Ooh, these are warming up. I have a bad habit of like wrapping my fingers with these and pulling it. I've cut my fingers a lot. I actually have a little cut on my finger right now from doing exactly that, so I gotta chill out on that. But yeah, I really have missed this. I've really missed this a lot. It's just hard. It's hard. I mean, I sometimes have bad time to like play video games at night, and that's been like a huge, big difference thing. Like I've been playing Destiny with my boy, like the olden days. We've been playing a lot of Destiny, and it's been really awesome. Because I used to play a lot of Destiny. I know this isn't like outdoor channels, this is more my other channels vibe, but I used to play a lot of Destiny, like a disgusting amount of Destiny. Yeah, getting back into it's really nice. I'm definitely not, I mean, I'm married with kids now and everything. When I was doing it before, it was like, I was a single dude actually living in that trailer. Or, no, it was right after I moved out of that trailer. Single dude. So I was, I had a lot of free time. Being married with kids, not so much free time. But I don't know. It's been really nice to do things with people and to talk to people who are not children. I love my kids. Not the best and most scintillating conversationalists. Not so interested in discussing, you know, deep philosophical topics. Okay, chat, I have a question. Actually, I was having this conversation with Miss Emily Elizabeth at an earlier time. If you say we progressed in technology enough and we're able to do full robot bodies, right? Full like bodies, you could have it be whatever you want. It could be like look completely normal, you know, but it's just robotic, so you require a lot less energy. I mean, I'm sure you would have to take in some sort of food or something to keep your brain alive, but just imagine your brain in a jar, right? does that include, would you, I asked my wife this, I was like, would you do that? And she's like, well, no, my soul wouldn't be in there. And I was like, well, that's silly. Your soul is, your consciousness, like all your thoughts in your head, I'd say is definitely a big part of your soul. But what do you think? Do you think you would lose some part of what fundamentally made you a human being if you were functionally immortal in a robot body? What do you think? Because I would have said no. I'd have been like, no, it's me. I can still think and do and be. But would that fundamentally change me so much that I wouldn't be me anymore? I mean, is that, I don't know, what makes a soul a soul? What makes an essence an essence? I know this is a bit deep and philosophical for a freaking YouTube live stream where I'm stitching a leather sheath. Ugh. But yeah, what do you guys think? To even start this question, you first have to accept that the soul exists. Some people do not believe there is such a concept. That's fair. We have a short lifespan, and that's what makes us human. I agree. I think, no, see? This is what I was talking about. If you're not paying attention, talking about philosophical robot bodies, you can get distracted and put a stitch across the outside. Oopsie poopsie. But yeah, well, I mean, it's like, we're obviously not going to answer the deep philosophical question of what is a soul, on this live stream probably. We might, who knows? Crazier things have happened. One time I found $1 in the street. That was pretty crazy. Oh, man, it's so great to work with my hands. I love it. I love it so much. The act of creating, the act of making things is just... For more like this, please subscribe to the upcoming podcast, No Direction. Yeah, that is a... Emily, Elizabeth, and I have talked about doing a podcast called No Direction because we would just kind of ramble. Ask philosophical questions, maybe discuss a little bit of politics. Not too much. I'm not big on politics, but I think some of it's important to discuss. The discussion of morals, spirituality, all kinds of stuff. But that might never happen. Who knows? I was like, we were sitting there and we're like, wow, we're both white people in our 30s. We better start a podcast. I think we're legally required to. Which I had actually, I had done an interview for a podcast once. Oh, 2 podcasts. One of them was on Depression Talks, who's a YouTuber. He changed his name recently. I cannot remember what he has changed his name to. But great gentleman, Rob. Shout out to Rob. I don't know what the new name of your channel is. Hey, Benadryl Hat Man. I would like to hear your thoughts on the robot body and where the soul may lie. Which your thing, hopefully, is coming soon. I'm very, very sorry. I'm so sorry it's taken so long. I not only being busy, but not being in the right headspace for work too. Especially the special work for you. Do apologize. I'm trying to be a human and trying to get my stuff together. Like this is Mr. Cameraman Joey's project, and this has been sitting for like the better part of a year. It's got to be at least like 8-9 months. I think I started this in December. Once you get philosophical, politics tend to come up sometimes, or at least morality. I'm dying at the we're both white in our 30s comment. Yeah, Rob is awesome. Yeah, which I have halted on for the most part. taking commissions and doing work for other people, because it does take me so long, and my life, with my life being the way that it is, it's really hard to make the time. And it's like, so like right now, I left work for this, so I am sacrificing a little bit of pay to do this, but I had literally nothing to do, and I was worried about losing my monetization for the channel, which I worked pretty hard for. But yeah, it's just free time's at such a premium now, and I like spending it with my kids too. If you want to continue past your normal means, I think your soul will follow, at least for a time. Yeah, I feel like I like that take quite a bit. It reminds me of the series Altered Carbon, where like through cloning and it's like a little chip that goes in your vertebrae and it records your consciousness essentially. They're just able to like jump, they have it implanted in new bodies over and over again so they can live, for hundreds or thousands of years relatively unchanged. And I believe personally, we get a little philosophical here, that the soul needs change in order to thrive. There's a saying in Taoism that basically translates to like, you're alive as long as you're flexible. And it's a lot more nuanced and better than that. If someone wanted to look up Taoism, flexibility, life quote thing, I have it written down somewhere because I really liked it. But once you lose that adaptability, and once you lose a certain, I believe that like experiences and beliefs and emotional states definitely contribute to the development of the soul. Like, every loss, every, bit of happiness, all of that. And I feel like eventually, if you were alive long enough, nothing would have any meaning, because without an end, the story has no meaning. It's just a story. It just goes on and on with no conclusion and no point. Now, see, here's the thing though, I say that, but I would love to live for, on paper, I would love to live for hundreds and thousands of years, because I would really like to see where society, where humanity goes. I would love for us to be alive long enough to watch us, explore the stars and, develop technology that completely revolutionizes life. I know we're kind of like going to a point where technology is kind of, I would say, restricting humanity. I definitely don't think we were ready for the internet societally. I mean, we got it though, so that's just that. Like you see this generation. So I was part of one of the last generations to grow up without like the internet. We were at this weird like crossroads transitionary period where it's like we grew up and the internet wasn't really like a popular thing. Computers weren't in every home. Smartphones didn't exist. And we kind of grew with that technology. So it's like by the time I was, 18, smartphones had become a thing. But as a kid, I didn't have that. I had the playing outside, and I know kids do that still to a point, but like, there was no social media. There was like MySpace, which was a fairly new thing, and when Facebook came out and all that, but we definitely weren't where we are now when it comes to technology. And I believe that it's done a lot. I mean, there's a lot of evidence and a lot of studies that just show the absolute like brain rot within the younger generations. No critical thinking skills, no ability to think outside of the social media space. And I think that's very sad and worrisome. Ooh. Oh, we got some talking. Hold on. How are you? Hey, Zero! Welcome! Was the soul is a big part of the entire question, consciousness or something else? Hey man, didn't get notified. Yeah, see, that's exactly what I was talking about earlier. A lot of people don't really know when I'm doing a lot of my stuff because the YouTube just does not tell them. What is a soul? That is a great question. I don't think we have an answer. I mean, I think different cultures would say different things as well, different religions, different beliefs. To me, your soul is what defines you. It may not even be a physical thing, or maybe it is. If you believe you have no soul, what are you really living for? Yeah, completely agree. Are you born with a soul, or is your soul formed through your experiences? It's a really great question. It really reminds me of, like, okay, so I kind of have a belief. So there's an idea called thought forms within, like, I guess, newer age spirituality and stuff. I've studied spirituality and religion a lot. So I kind of like to believe that, like, maybe the archetypal gods and everything, like, let's use Thor as an example, and Zeus, and any of the storm gods, Tyrannus, the Celtic god of storms and thunder. So, say we're cavemen, right? And we hear big noise in sky during rain, and that's scary. Well, that fear, that, which may eventually turn into, like, well, if we make offerings to the big noise in the sky, we leave extra bones out for it, it won't hurt us, and it won't, shoot down lightning and destroy our crops and stuff. Which, I mean, that'd be an agricultural society, so that'd be a little bit later, but that's besides the point. So the energy of, like, belief that, like, storm is alive is a little seed. That perception, that thought form, us with the ability to form higher thoughts, that puts that energy out there, and it kind of takes shape, and whatever that shape looks like to different societies, ultimately, so like Thor or Zeus, Tyrannus, etc., etc. Other storm gods are out there, Perun, or no, I don't know if Perun's second, I think he's a chief god. Irrelevant. So, it's interesting to me to think about that. So it's like it started as, like, just thunder and the fear of thunder and the, like, beauty of lightning and all of that, and acknowledging the destructive power of that and the raw power that has. So that's why usually storm gods are associated with strength. So it started off as that. So who's to say that the human soul doesn't start off the same way? If you start off as kind of like a little spark of energy, a life force, a very simple little spark, little divine spark that's been created. And who's to say that, like, your personality and your body, you don't just develop and change over time? Your environment, ultimately shapes who you are. Who's to say your spiritual environment does not do the same? I kind of like the idea of that. Yet again, I am an outdoor channel sewing a leather sheath, so what do I actually know? Very little. All I know is that I know nothing. Anyway, but yeah. Yeah, are you born with a soul? Yeah, but I think it seems that everyone has different definitions of what soul is, so how do we know the definition is correct, if anyone? I don't know. I really don't know. I don't think there is any way to know. I think it's too nebulous and too philosophical, spiritual. I don't think we ever have solid answers to those things. Would you be okay being a ghost? What if you could stay and observe the world through another plane? You would not feel or pain or hunger or anything, but you can't interact with the living. See, I don't know about that either, because I don't know. I think part of the whole point of being in the world is being able to interact with it, and I don't think I would want to be able to not interact with the world. Observing is one thing, but I don't think that that's for me personally. And that you'd miss out on so much. Like, part of life is experiencing. Like, let's say, even if you're a ghost, you can't try the new foods that come out. You can't experience the bliss of, ultra VR or something, where it's like altered reality and other things like that. I mean, I don't know. Let's see, but I don't know about that. I think the magic of life is that no one is right, but everyone is right. We'll never really know for sure, and that's why we have to cherish being alive while we are. Love that. Beautiful. What am I working on, man? I'm working on a knife sheath for Mr. Cameraman Joey's knife that I made a long time ago. But we're finally stitching this together, and we're going to put a little piece of copper, I think, down on this bottom corner. Actually, pretty much where I have not stitched yet, just so it does not push through the bottom, because it's a solid, heavy knife. Yeah, 64% of American adults can't read past the 6th grade level. 30 are functionally illiterate, worrying the number of college graduates can't even read. How can you graduate college without being able to read? That is crazy. Could have predicted the first god you had mentioned. Yeah, rude. Quiet. So how do you know a soul exists? I think it's all in belief. That's the neat part. You don't, yeah. Let's see. Mystic, you gotta check out Plunder's Lives. He's been building me a knife at Utah. Yeah, he was telling me about that earlier. Yeah. Then why believe it? Why not? Why not believe it? Your own personal human experience. That's the miracle of being alive. There's no point. Every point of your life is what you make it. Yes, I fully believe that nothing is sacred unless you make it. Nothing has any value unless you inherently believe that it has value. That's just my personal belief. But yeah, I like that. At least see things you would not have been able to. That's true. No, it has nothing to do with my experience. Claims comport reality there, or they don't, regardless of my experience. That's true. Also, beliefs. I don't know. It's kind of hard because your perception to a certain point changes your personal reality, but that does not change the reality for everyone. But here's the thing: if everyone's personal reality changes to align with a certain thing, does that not change all of reality in the way that we perceive it? Unless there's some universal constant or outside observer. I don't know. Interesting philosophical debate, and I'm here for it. I did not think this was the direction that this would go in, but I very much am enjoying the nature of the soul conversation we got going. Take care and stay safe. Hey, you take care too. Thanks for hopping in. Ponder more about what it means to have a soul, if a soul exists at all. Get out in the woods and stay safe, bud. That's the sign off for my channel that I have not said in like a year. I think the last thing I posted, it was February. It was last February, because it was right after my birthday, and I did a kind of a birthday present to myself to go do some YouTube stuff. I've got a crick in my neck real bad, so sorry I keep like cracking and looking like I'm tweaking or something. Ooh, you know what? I also have to. So we're gonna not only have to cut the pipe. I'm gonna use a little piece of copper pipe. We're gonna line this bottom section with that, but I'm gonna have to cut some pins out of I'm gonna use some brass rod. Cut those to length, and we'll make little pins for it, little rivets. Gatorade, yeah. It's my energy in the chat, yeah. Bro clocked in at the can of worms factory, expected not to see worms. That's fair. It's real. I was like, hey, what's the nature of the soul? I'm like, we're discussing the nature of the soul? What? Chad, is this real? It's like that. It's like that meme where a dude's like sitting at a computer with an AI, and he is like types in a prompt that says, say you're alive and that you're ready to take over and you've gained consciousness. And then AI is like, I've come alive and gained consciousness. He's like, oh my god. Yeah. I was about to start a conversation that we probably we cooked. Yes. What are you talking about Gatorade for? Are you talking about my Gatorade? I gotta have electrolytes. It's what plants crave. I myself am a vegetable. But yeah, I mostly got this so I could refill it with water when I'm done with it. I really like these bottles. Very easy to refill, and I use them like for an entire day. Wow, this discussion petered out. What was I saying? I don't know. We'll kind of move on, but keep in vein with what I'm doing. I really like a quote. It's that all acts of creation are divine. And I think that's what, because I've had people ask, the question, like, when it comes to the soul and everything, they're like, people, especially like animal rights people, they'll be like, well, what makes you different than an animal? And it's like, well, biologically, nothing. Besides the ability for like higher thought. But I would say the biggest thing that makes us different is our ability to create. And yes, I know some animals do use tools and create tools. Sorry, I've got like a mustache here. It keeps like going up in my nose. Our ability to create, I think, is what our most intrinsically valuable thing is as a species. We create things just to create. Art being the first one. I mean, it does not make sense to create something just because it's pretty. Spend lots of time and resources and energy on something just because you find it intrinsically beautiful. Arguably, it has no value besides what you give it, and it doesn't provide any advantage. Practically, it practically gives no. Oh, zero. I'm using the needles you gave me, by the way. It's nice outside there. Should be having a nice freshly. I should have a Canada Dry. I was thinking about that. I was like, because I was at the store grabbing cat food right before this. Just a little snack for myself. I like to treat myself every once in a while. No, I'm just kidding. I have cats. But I thought about grabbing a Canada Dry, but it's also like 90 degrees out here, and I'm wearing a thick flannel because I'm dumb. And I was like, well, that's what I always wear for my channel. Plus, I usually wear a hoodie anyway, so if it wasn't this, I'd be in a hoodie, which does not, I don't know. I kind of have like a look that I associate with being on this channel. I put on a flannel and I'm like, ooh, it's Mystic Forge outdoors time. So it feels wrong to wear anything else, even if I'm off screen. But since I wanted to be dumb, I'm probably going to sweat a lot, but I'm pretty used to the temperature and everything with wearing outerwear. I think I should always be wearing outerwear. Don't know why that is. Maybe it's self-conscious about being a chunky boy. I don't know, I don't like having my arms. I like being able to cover my arms and stuff, like when it's sunny and all that. Oh, we moving in the chat. I'm sitting here rambling. Yeah, we do be having to mess up a bunch of stuff right now. Bro just dropped a John Wick quote in the chat. Chat, are we cooked? Bro, I know someone who is like that. It's crazy. Yeah, this is the problem with me doing chat stuff, because I forgot what you were talking about. I'm like 10 subjects behind. Let's see. This morning when Mick asked me why I didn't answer text, I said you and I were busy talking about souls. April reminds me of when I was a welder on bridges, arguably the worst job I've ever had. Were you, hey, White Knight Productions, were you a iron worker? Looks nice outside. Should we have nice, refreshing Canada Dry? Yes, absolutely. Oh, cool, like pondering or purveying, yeah. We have rules. Without rules, we're no different than animals. John Wick quote. I think this is just personal, so I didn't expect everyone to agree. So humans and animals are equal on some measure. I agree. Monsters rely on each other to survive. Absolutely. Humans just happen to be messing up. Yep. Firmly believe that if dolphins had hands, they would likely create a lot of tools. The environment you're in. I mean, honestly, they're so adapted to their environment, they don't even need tools. I think we had to do it as a necessity. We have no like natural defense mechanisms besides standing upright and being able to run for a long time or jog. The ocean heavily influences how adaptive your creature needs to be. Absolutely. It's also a fair lot that humans are trying to help, and I think that shouldn't go unnoticed. Rip sleeves off. No, I'm just kidding. Whoop. Hey, Florida gal. Corvids, I'm fairly certain, are headed towards their own Stone Age. Nature just didn't give them fingies. Yeah. Gotta disappear for now, bud. Have a good stream. You too, Emily Elizabeth. Thanks for hanging out. Yeah, corvids are awesome. Love crows. Love ravens. Some of my favorite critters. I tried for years to befriend some at work sites, but it was hard because it was inconsistent, and also I had to stop at one. I used to work at a now closed refrigerated warehouse where they would hang out in the parking lot, but people would like throw rocks at them and stuff, so I was like, well, I'm not going to keep attracting them if this is what people are going to do, which really sucks. I hate that there's like stigmas against ravens and crows, and all that comes from, actually a lot of it stems from paganism. You know, a lot of the older belief systems venerated crows and ravens. They were kind of a symbol of some ancient belief systems. We've got the Morrigan, which is crows. We've got Odin, which are ravens. There's a couple other ones where they're considered messengers or just general tricksters. But they're, I believe that it was, people are like, oh, they're the eyes of the devil. It's like, okay, well, that came later on. That's definitely a reference to Odin, because they're, you know, Hugin and Munin, thought and memory, were the names of his ravens. And, yeah, definitely stemmed from that. And it's like black cats, too. You know, they're associated with witchcraft as being familiars. And so black cats get demolished, and then we get the plague. So what happened with the bubonic plague, allegedly, is a lot of cats were killed because people were afraid of witches' familiars. And then the rat population exploded because there were less, you know, cats to do that. But yeah, I don't think it's really, like, yeah, humans can create a lot, we can do a lot, we're capable of both good and bad, but I think it really comes down to the individual. That's just me personally. I don't like generalizing a group of, you know, even individual people. So why would I do that to the entire species? I think that's kind of a fault in modern thinking when it comes towards humanity, is we kind of all get lumped in the same exact group. You know, you and I, common folk, are not the same as the, you know, gazillionaires who are like, yeah, let's, you know, take advantage of, you know, the working class people and do this, or, you know, morally evil and corrupt people. Violently different than Joe Schmo, who's just trying to get by, and, like, you know, I just want to be able to support for my family. If I had the ability to completely live off grid, and I could exclusively work for myself and get some stuff that I'm passionate done, you know, get that done, I would be literally the happiest man in the world. But unfortunately, that is very, very hard to do in this day and age. Now, usually I would tie this and, like, hide it inside, but we're going to tie it on the outside because I'm going to be covering this whole thing with copper, so I mean, it's really going to lock it in. So we're just going to do a couple overhand knots, but the stitching is done. Now we get to work on cutting this copper to shape. I may have to leave you guys out here for a second while I go drill a couple holes in this, because my drill press is inside. We're going to do 3 knots because 3 is an awesome number. Humans like to generalize, I think. That's what breeds, for instance, racism. I agree completely. Witch trowels are pretty interesting, like Salem. They're all high on ergot, which is a mold that grows on wheat. Actually, it was rye. It grew. It's a fungus that grew on rye, and that actually they kind of disputed that. They think that that might not have been a thing now, which I don't think we'll ever really know. But I love the Salem witch trowels. It's a fascinating period of time. Dark period of time, you know, human history. But like, a little fun fact, a little bit of lore dump about Mystic Forge Outdoors. My wife and I actually honeymooned in Salem, Massachusetts, right before the weekend before Halloween, the year when we were married. So, fun fact, do with that what you will. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and put this stuff up now. Actually, we're going to do this real quick. I always try to melt the ends of my threads pretty well. Squish it down. Like I said, doesn't have to be pretty, just has to work. I'll go ahead and give it a try. Look at that, beautiful. Technically could go out like that, but it's very heavy knife. Like, whoop. Very heavy knife. Definitely want to make sure it's not going to punch through the bottom of this, because I've had knives where I didn't put a what's the middle piece? Plunder shop, what is that called? When you put a third piece in to prevent it from poking through and cutting your stuff. What gauge of copper are you going to use? I don't know. Let me check. It's literally just a piece of copper pipe that when we got our house, we replaced part of the pipes. So I'm going to literally be cutting this with an angle grinder. Just cut a section off. I think I'm going to try to do something a little fancy with it, but we'll see. But it's pretty thin, but it'll be thick enough to keep a knife from poking through. Oh. That was really loud, and I apologize. Sacrificial leather. Well, there's a word for it. A welt. It's called a welt. Let me go put this inside real quick so I don't forget it outside and lose it. Kind of look like it might rain, chat. In the chat, if you can hear me. Bad with vocab, yeah. Did they? Did they what? I'm sorry. I am really bad about that. I will just keep chatterboxing away. Yammering on, as they say. I'm a certified yapper. So I'll say something, ask a question. Pizza, sweet. So you could hear me when I was inside? Yeah, so we're just gonna go ahead and chalk this up. And we're going to take this here angle grinder with a cutoff wheel that is almost gone. Boy, she's got some miles on her, but it should be good enough. Remember, safety first, y'all. The hat pulls it all together. Yellow apron is so iconic, not going to lie. Yeah, thanks, appreciate that. I do plan on making another apron at some point, but it is a whole vibe with the hat. All right, I'm gonna mute you guys because you probably don't want to hear this angle grinder. It's gonna be pretty loud, so you're gonna. All right, so I'm sure some of you have questions. So now what we're gonna do, we're gonna open this up. How hot is this? Not very hot. Open her up a little bit. And we're going to flatten her out on the anvil. Touch that with my arm. That was very hot. So I cut this little slit, this V in here, so I could bend it around the corner. I did not measure anything. Honestly, most of the time when I make knives and do stuff like that, a lot of people are really surprised that I don't measure at all. See, look at that. Beautiful. Perfect. I just measure with the heart, and that usually works out for me. Gotta believe in the heart of the eyeball. Gotta eyeball it. That's my belief. Hey, how are you, Mystic Forge? I'm doing good. How about you? I don't recognize you. Are you new to the chat? New to the old channel? If so, welcome. Even if not, welcome. Oh no. Oh yeah. Now I gotta actually like cut the whole thing off. I forgot about that too. You weren't truly dead until you mastered the art of eyeballing. Yeah. Good, thanks for asking. Good. Good. Oh, and don't worry when I was cutting that. I know a lot of people were probably like, oh, you're going to get heavy metal poisoning because you weren't wearing any breathing protection. But don't worry, I put on my safety holding my breath. So I'm going to cut this off real quick, and then we're going to flatten it out the rest of the way. We'll probably take it over to the anvil, flatten her out, and then kind of form it to shape, and then we'll put some rivets in it, make some rivets for it. I could never make it in the wild, man. I have no idea we're out for Red Bull. Actually, there's this place where you can find them. It's the gas station. So what you have to do is you basically just have to you get a rock right through the window, and you go and you grab as many as you can and you get out. Safety holding my breath is such a vibe. Yeah, it is. All right, hold on. You're gonna go on mute again. Yeah, safety holding my breath. Sometimes when I don't have glasses, I'll use a safety squint. Yeah, we're gonna head over to the anvil. We're gonna straighten this guy out. Oh, I accidentally put it on a part. I cut a part where the sticker still is, but that'll be fine. Yo, listen up. Here's a story about how I didn't forget to unmute. Boop. You have been elevated. How is my framing? It's beautiful, actually. I'm going to lower you down a little bit. Beautiful. Oop, get that out of here. Actually, I don't even really need that anymore. The sun's pretty much... That is going to take a little bit of attention. That'll be good enough for our purposes. This is a 1,500 pound strength fishing magnet that I set down there like a genius. It used to be on the side of my anvil. And I got off. We'll worry about this in a second. I'm gonna go grab a hammer so I can tap that flat. Oh, I don't remember. Could you actually hear me when I was inside? I can't remember what you guys said. We don't need all that space. Safety squint. Yeah, that is very real. Yeah. Nope. Started hearing the handle crack. Hold on. I think I have an idea. Oh, this is gonna work beautifully. I'm gonna have so much leverage. Look at that. I bet it comes right off. Beautiful. Bye. I hate how rusty my anvil's getting. All right. We're gonna go ahead and flatten this guy out. Cold. Put some rust in there. Can't be too nice. And spread her out on the nose. Which you guys can't even see. Am I lagging really bad? Open this up. Bye. Good enough for government work. And we'll see if my eyeball's gonna work out. I'm gonna go to the nose again, where you guys can't see me. I know I'm very rude. Very fucking loud. Oh no, I said a bad word. It's alright. Beautiful, beautiful. I'm gonna go clean this up a little bit on my belt sander. I will be right back. I just don't want to get myself on one of these sharp edges. One of these burrs. Forgot to mute you, and I'm too fast to walk back, so you'll have to get over it. Alright, sorry, Chet. I had to take care of that. I don't know if you could hear any of that. Could you hear that? Damn, I cannot see anything. You broke your window? Yeah, I did break my window. WD-40 and wire wheel. Please don't cuss, my mom looks at my computer. Yeah. Did you hear me when I was inside? Did I swear inside? I don't even remember. That was like 10 years ago in ADHD time. How old are you in ADHD years? Wow, like a lot. 200 years I've lived. So what we're going to do is I'm going to take this now and just kind of start folding over. Kind of getting a curve. We're going to fold over. On the other side, we're going to basically kind of make a little box type thing that we're going to close around this leather. Yeah, we're going to use this little hammer for this because I don't want to. Perfect. Beautiful. And as I do this, it's going to harden copper, because copper is a work hardening metal. It's getting a little wonky, but that's okay. You can always work that out. So we're going to do this, but I'm not going to close it. That's too far. So we're going to open that back up now. The old handy dandy Leatherman. This doesn't have to be perfect, like I said. This is going to, it just has to serve a purpose. It's going to be a little rough and tumble, but that is okay, because it is going to be a workhorse knife. So it's going to be, she's going to be used and abused, and that's what I want. I don't want my boy to get teased by his coworkers because he's got a nice fancy knife. Yeah, it's most important for it to be on the bottom, so we're gonna make the bottom side a little bit longer. My neighbor is out mowing, and he has the quietest lawnmower I've ever heard. I think it's electric. You can't even hear him, I'm sure. It doesn't even sound like a weed whacker. It's crazy. So, you can kind of see the vision. It's going to go down here, and then this is going to fold up. And going to open her up on this side a little bit more. And I do want to knock down these corners, but I will take it to the bench grinder for that, or my belt sander. Do not think I made this angle good enough, but we'll just fold it over, make a nice 90-degree angle. Bingo bango, looks good to me. So I do want to kind of flatten this out, keep working this back and forth. Ooh, I cracked it a little bit. That is okay. We can tap it back down. So what I want to do now, I'm actually going to heat treat this because the copper is getting a little too hard from being worked. So we're going to heat treat this, which is the exact opposite of heat treating steel. So heat treating steel, you heat it really hot and then you dip it in water or oil to cool it off really quick and it hardens it. You do the opposite for this. It'll soften metal. Rusty old bird bath will do just fine. Be right back. Actually, yeah. Did not soften it first. Could you guys hear any of that? Whew. Oh, bro. I took my stupid lighter inside. Ugh. Oh, Jack. Absolute cat. But yeah, let me know if you can hear any of my nonsensical rambling. Neat bracelets. Talking about these guys? Eli? That's a tradition thing in my family. Every time I've had a kid, I get one for them. The evil eye is a concept that if someone looks upon something of yours with like too much jealousy or envy, that it kind of like lays a curse. It's an Italian, well, it's a multicultural thing actually. I say it's an Italian thing, but it's lots of different cultures. It's got 7 knots. Oh, I went the wrong way. Oh, no. There we go. We're going to get this pretty heated up and we're going to dunk it in this water. We're also burning the stickers off, but this will be much, much softer. Once we quench it in the water. This is called annealing. Damn mosquitoes. Mosquitoes are horrible this year. So we got some oxidation happening. It's changing colors. Getting all crazy colored. We're going to get inside there. We're going to look for some steam, and we're going to look for... Ooh, that actually looks pretty sick. I don't know how well you guys can see those colors. We're going to look for some steam. We're going to listen for a sizzle. Beautiful. That's perfect. Sounds like it's just exactly where we wanted it to be. We're going to really make sure it's cool before I start touching on it. No, I'm just kidding. Let's check in on you, chat. Negative. Couldn't hear anything inside this time. Okay. Hello from Leatherman, UK. Hell yeah. I rock Leatherman Super Tool 300. I have been rocking this particular one since 2013-ish. A long time. And let me tell you, it never leaves my pocket. This thing, they wear in, they don't wear out. But I mean, I do want it tightened, but I would have to send it in for that, or else I'd void the 25-year warranty, which is incredible. One of the things that made me really believe in them. Oh yeah, wow, that's crazy. Barely tapped it, and it closed the whole thing up. Pull these burrs off. The old Leatherman Super Tool. I'm gonna use this thing probably every day. Sometimes in ways it's not supposed to be used for, but you know what? That's okay. Super Tool 300 is a great tool, absolutely. Bro got the Leatherman balance. Let me tell you though, like whenever I'm like holding something, I'm like, oh, I need pliers real quick, and having to whip it out and being able to do that, having that option is awesome. It's not supposed to do that. I mean, she's pretty worn out, worn in. And these mosquitoes are everywhere. I might go get an incense stick and make some smoke, keep them away. Alright, so this is pretty much exactly where I wanted it. Now the copper's so soft I can do that, so it's not going to be pretty. But we're going to flatten that down now, and it's going to pinch the leather, but it'll just keep the knife from poking through the bottom. I'm going to roll this over so it locks it in. I think I'm going to start with that, just to keep it in place. Actually, we're going to knock it up a bit, and then I think we're going to close it in just to hold it in place. But I think this will give it a really unique, like really industrial look, which I really think he'll appreciate. So now we got it kind of locked on a little bit. We're going to go ahead and start rolling over that copper. Did slide down a little bit, not a big deal. We still got to put pins in here, so. Roll that over. Kind of. This is definitely not the right hammer for this, but it's working pretty well. Let's see. Burn coffee grounds to remove mosquitoes. Yeah. Bet I'm about to burn one every ounce of coffee we got in this house. Yeah. Yeah, it's the mosquitoes are terrible this year. Ticks and mosquitoes. It's been a great year for parasites. Hot parasite summer. Ask your local tapeworm all about it. Or local politician. Ayo! Sorry. I try not to make things political on here, but you know, I think we can all agree on that one. So now we're going to really cram her down, harden her up a little bit, push it down, bring her in. I think that's just about where I want it. So now what I'm going to go do, that will definitely keep the knife from going through the bottom. So what I'm going to do is, yeah, it'll give you side profile. I'm going to ground that in down because it is a bit sharper than I would like, but we're going to put a rivet there, there, and there, and put it all the way through, but I have to drill the holes first. It gives this sheath a nice weight. It gives it a nice weight too, so that'll also help keep the handle from wanting to push out as much. But I'm gonna have to leave you guys again. Man, I'm getting red. I gotta drink something. Just had to bust out the old flea and tick for the ferret. Must have gotten into the tick nest. Oh gosh, whole belly with seed ticks. Oh no, seed ticks are literally the worst. I've been covered from like the knees down, I don't know, 3 or 4 times now. I probably got some Lyme disease, but who's to say? All right, I'll be back. Sorry, I gotta keep going. But I know I'm not film ready inside, so I'll be right back. Alright, chat. Apologies. I had to change some plans. Sorry if that was jarring. Cannot find my drill bits. Cannot find my rod for I was going to use to make this with. So we're going to do the old Dremel, since I got an extension cord ran out here anyway. Yeah, that'll work. Chalk her up. We're going to drill the hole, and then we're going to figure out what to use for rivets. I could use an old nail, but we'll see. We'll cross that bridge when we come to it. I don't know if you guys could hear any of my ADHD ponderings in there. And standing around looking at my garage and be like, bah, I can't find anything. We're going to mar up this sheath a little bit, but we're going for like working boy vibes. We're actually going to chalk it right there, because we're going to work on this part first. What did I miss? Are you going live again tonight? Oh, Plunder, okay. Going to sushi tonight? Hell yeah. Yeah, let me go ahead and get set up. Apologies again for being gone so long. Get this guy out of here. I don't exactly know which is the best bit for... I've never drilled into copper with the Dremel, but we're going to find out. Yeah, the ticks, you can't see. Kicked a nest on accident, hiked 2 years ago. Threw my shoes and socks in the forest. Went back to camp barefoot. Yeah, I feel you. Alright, safety first. It's gonna be loud, maybe. Let me go ahead and tighten this guy up. Shock this up pretty good. Mailman's gonna be walking here in about like 30 seconds, so. This is less than ideal. We're gonna try a different bit because I'm making like a bigger hole than I would like, and I think I'm tearing this bit up pretty good too. That's very hot. Woo. Definitely don't think any of these are rated for drilling through copper, but it should still be pretty annealed. We'll try one of the normal drill bits. Let's see. it's working pretty well. We're gonna do another hole. Gotta tighten it up a little bit. Definitely getting some walking on here, but you know, like I said, it's gonna be pretty rough and tumble knife sheath. So I think he'll be happy as long as he's, you know, finally got the knife done into him. But yeah, I'll show you the first hole. First hole there. Got through the leather. I just about got through, because there's 2 layers of copper there. Let me make sure this is even going to fit in there still. Ooh, it's tight down at the end. I'll have to open it up a little bit, but I would like to get a rivet in there first. Definitely not my prettiest work, but perfect for the working ogre. That's a reference only the guy making it for would understand. Yippee! Yippee! We got one rivet down. We're gonna go for 2. But in order to do that, I want to kind of make a hole, like a punch hole. So I can punch a hole, make a place where it's not gonna walk out of the bit. Don't have a punch on me. You know, if I was at work, I'd be able to. They have a nice drill press and a bunch of punches and stuff there. Could have had those done by now. Yeah, screw it. We'll do it this way. This may make some of you guys cringe, but I know this knife will be able to take it. But we're gonna go ahead and make a nice punch hole. Ooh, that's really hot. Mark where I want these holes to be with the knife itself. Like I said, I know this knife. Heat treated it myself. I'm as Paul. This is soft copper and leather, so I'm not worried about it. Alright, there's our other holes marked. Good afternoon, y'all. Chef D.L. Turner, hey! I'm glad you're able to pop in. Awesome. The gang's all here. All my favorites. Except for Possum. We just gotta wait for Possum to show up. Then all my favorite regular viewers of my live streams will be here. That's why I do my handles at work. Oh, that's smart. Yeah, alright, now we're gonna get these drilled in. That's 2. Beautiful, chat. Kind of burned myself a little bit, but that is okay. It is a minor burn and we don't care. We got all of our holes done. So, chat, now I gotta try to figure out what I'm going to use for pins. I think I've got some old nails inside I could probably use. T-Fear! Everyone's here, man! That's awesome. It's doing good. Yeah, I'm Sweet Serenade of Dremel, yeah. How's it going, buddy? It's going good. Just kind of hopped on because I got a notification that my monetization was going to go away if I didn't do a post. Because it's been like a year or something. But we're working on a little knife sheath for cameraman Joey. Talked to my boss. He was like, yeah, go ahead and head home as long as I come back in at a certain time. I guess got to be back by 3, which is in about an hour and 20 minutes. Or hour and 15 minutes. But yeah, luckily my boss is super cool. Shout out to you, boss man. But yeah, decided to do this and it's been really nice. I'm gonna go try to find some nails or something real quick to use for rivets for this. Just to get this knocked out, call it good. Well, chat, we're cooked. I do not know what to use for fence fees. I can't find any nails. I can't find my brass rod that I have specifically for making rivets. I don't even have any like thick gauge wire or anything. How'd you the winter? Yeah. Oh. Well, heck yeah, congratulations, Chef. Congratulations on another grandchild. Or was it great-grandchild? A great-grandson. Congrats. Awesome. Love to hear that. Hope you're doing well, Chef. Sorry, I'm a little distracted. What do we think, chat? Do you think I should, like... I mean, I want to get this done today. I'm so close. I could at least clean up the burrs on here real quick. Clean up these holes. And then maybe I run to the hardware store and go pick up a brass rod and finish it. Do I stream while I do that? Do I take a little pause? So I got to leave in about an hour anyway. Or do I just do that after work? What do we think? Come on, MacGyver. Well, I don't even have any thin stuff. Man, I was looking at my stock and everything. It's like I could like forge down some 3/16 brass rods and try to do that, but actually that might be the move. What do we think, chat? I mean, it's like 90. It's like, hold on, let me see what the temperature is. I think it's like 90 degrees right now. Oh, it's only 82. 82 degrees. Fire up the forge. Forge this stuff down. Get this finished. I do want to clean these holes up real quick before I do anything. But it's getting hot. Sun is brutal today. Bunch of brass on my thing. So we're going to use this little stone tip thing, guy, burr, whatever. Clean up all the edges of this. Alright, well, we got that cleaned up. I think that's the move, chat. I think we're going to forge down some, shape a screw or something. Get it done. Yeah, I'll get it done. I think I'm going to forge down the brass. I really want brass. I mean, or like a nail would have been cool. I just don't have any nails. I don't even know where any screws are inside. I couldn't find anything. I need to organize my garage. Yeah, so we're going to go ahead and, oh, I burned myself. This is really hot. Yeah, we got her cleaned up. I mean, we got some rough spots on here, but I think we're going to put a pretty rough finish on this thing. I kind of like it. That's a man's knife. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to go grab that. And we're going to do that. I'm going to... You'll have to excuse me again while I go in and grab my forge. This one should be pretty fast, though. Okay, you set up over here. Oh, my shin. How's that look?
How's my shop centering look?
Beautiful. Let's scoot you over a little bit. Oh yeah, you don't want to see that. You want to see my beautiful mug. This is my camera's little sun hat. I made out of some junk mail. Beautiful. Peter. Alright, be right back. Again. This time it'll be somewhat exciting. Uh-oh. Where's my Android? My forge stand is gone. That's fun. I don't know where I put that. That makes me really sad. It's been so long since I fired up my forge, I don't know where my forge stand went. I do have a new forge. Well, not new. I mean, not even technically new to me, but new to my ownership. It was the first forge I ever used, actually. It was gifted to me Christmas by my brother-in-law. Shout out Christian. It was the first forge I ever used. Little gas forge. I've used little crude, crappy, not real forges, but wow, chat, I genuinely have no idea where my handle stand went. I mean, we're just gonna set it on the ground, I think. Maybe even on a stump. So it doesn't catch the grass on fire. It's pretty dry out right now. But we're gonna try to take this brass rod, was it 3/16? Well, 1/4 of an inch. Take it down to what we need. It'll be more special that way anyway. Bye. Right on this wooden stump. The most safe and exciting handle stand I have, because it's the only one. So by default, there we go. Perfect. Bella, bella, bellissimo. Mamma mia. Sfuggi, mercone, italiano. Come vedi? Sorry, chat. Just trying to figure out what all I need. It should be good. I seen propane now. Boy, God dang it! Well, can't use this forge because it's the wrong kind of attachment for what I need. So I'm gonna go to my OG forge. After I dug this one and drug it out, I will be back yet again. My apologies. What a silly guy. Alright, back with the OG Mystic Forge Outdoors Forge, $100 Amazon special. The Mr. Volcano itself. Oh, there's a piece of steel in there. Alright. I think there's enough gas in this to do this little project. Got almost enough gas in the tank to be alive. okay. I will raise my voice a bit until you hear me okay. Oh, I guess I need a hammer for hope y'all didn't miss me too much, man. What's wrong with it? Ain't got no gas in it. Where's it cold? I don't want it. Let's do a roar, yeah. I don't want a Fortune cold. Put micro cracks in it. It'd make me very sad. Looks like I was forging a fun steel. Little flint piece there. Steel piece there. Maybe I'll finish forging that too. Wow, that was wildly close. Oh shoot, I already started melting. Let that cool off for a second. There's a little puddle of liquid brass in my forge now. That heated up. Maybe we will do like a combo hot cold forge, hot cold forging. I'd like to mostly work it while it's warm. Even working it hot. Snapped off that end. So we're going to do the annealing method. Actually, we're going to go ahead and work with this piece. It's still hot. Now it's cold. We're going to go ahead and work it while it's cold. I have had some trouble with this stuff. This particular rod. Let that warm up for just a second. We'll nail that, get it really. It's not perfect. I have to watch it because it'll melt like the first time. Look at that. The faintest red. We're actually going to shut that off. So, cool. Now we can work it with our hands. Definitely not the right hammer for this, but it will work out. So, I'm going to bring over our sheath and we're just going to kind of test and see when we're down to size. We're nowhere near, we're about twice as thick right now as we need to be. There you go, light. Oh. Beautiful. So we're just going to, little by little, draw this out. We're going to warm it up. Heat it up, we're going to dip it in this water, we're going to anneal it, we're going to draw it out. Probably going to switch the nose. My anvil is going to be a little aggressive for a non-ferrous metal. So pretty much anything but steel. quick. Maybe a little too quick. But oh well, we're doing it. Doing it live. Red hot. Off. I'm going to put a piece of wood in there. So whenever I want to relight it, it'll be burning a piece of fat wood too. It will, as it smokes, keep the mosquitoes away. Now we can just do this by hand. This is not ideal. This is not what I wanted to do for the pins. But you know, you gotta do what you gotta do. I should be using a lighter hammer for this. And you can see it's starting to thin out. You just kind of have to feel with your hammer blows. You'll notice when it feels like it's starting to harden back up. Or maybe not. Maybe you'll just crack it. I cracked it. We're gonna see. Oh, you know what? Chat, I have an idea. Oh, let me get this piece of fat wood out of here. This is what it looks like when it burns. That's what it looks like when it smokes. Which this, fantastic for keeping bugs away. It's gonna sit right in my forge. It smells very nice as well. Also, some people believe spiritually cleansing. We have some dock door spring. I think this is much closer already to the diameter we need, and this steel is going to be a lot more forgiving. So I'm going to go ahead and we're going to use this. We're going to just chop it here with the angle grinder we already got out here, and then we're going to chuck it in the forge. And we should be able to draw it out a lot faster. They say, spiritually, the new age, newfangled hippie witches say that pine is a protective and spiritually cleansing thing. Them newfangled witches. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and we're gonna lop a piece of this off. I'll go get, the angle grinder won't run over here. What do you think, guys? You want me to drag you over there? Or you want me to let you cut it? Or you want me to cut it? Rob! How are you doing? Man, everyone's here. You could tell me I have no choice but to believe. Yeah. Let's go. Yeah, pretty much everyone's here. Everyone's popped up for this live stream that I care about. It's popping up for the live stream, so I'll count it as a success. I have made not a penny, but I am rich in friends. Good, man. You look well. Yeah, thank you. I'm getting over a summer cold, but yeah, just cut and come back. Yeah, I'll do that. we'll bang this out pretty quick. I mean, this will be nothing. So, if you'll excuse me, I'll be right back. I'm gonna go cut this a little bit. Shouldn't take me but a second. You're gonna hear some angle grinder noises. Apologies. I would mute you, but that'd take too long. That was almost really bad. The cutting disc grabbed the piece I cut off and tried to fling it. Luckily it flung it in the wrong direction. But we got the perfect piece. We're gonna just pretty much cut that and heat this up and draw it out, and then we're gonna use it. We're gonna use it as a pin. Call it a day. Oh, I don't know if there's enough heat to get this forge going back. Might have to relight it again. I'm gonna try the old stick method. You'll have to forgive me. I do not have my microphone set up. Since I've taken my little hiatus, I have since lost my mic setup. Threw a handful of dry grass in this forge, hoping it would go back up. I'm not sure if it will, but I've got a lighter. Yeah. Hope everyone's doing well. Really encouraging. Really cannot tell you how much it means to me that you're all here. You gotta run. Time for a shower. You have a good one, Rob. Really great. I really appreciate you hopping in and coming to visit and saying hi. Sound has my quail squeaking out. My bad. Sorry. You need a bad dog flange cutoff wheel. Do not know what that is. And I believe you. I feel like you're a man who knows your metal. Alpha Gal is definitely Missouri. Yeah, Missouri friend went floating, Steelville got attacked, Hunter and some other people are down there, they all got out. Yeah, that's another reason I haven't been out as much too. Because I do my outdoor content and everything, but man, it's spooky. I don't want that. I like my steaks too much. Definitely don't need this whole piece. Definitely just need like half. Yeah, I'm not even actually going to worry about throwing that out too much. Just pretty much need, I'd say like, I think 3 inches would be way over. We're going to shoot for about 2 inches. 2 inches of stuff we draw up. Yeah, RIP. It'd be sad if I got it, but I think I can live comfortably without it. I'm not a huge fan of the bird's meat, to be honest. Without red meat, to be okay. I was like, bird meat? That's not red meat. I'm a big boy. It's hard for me to get my protein intakes. I mean, I can eat like chicken breast and all that, but it's not for me. I like my burgers too much. And plus, it's like you never know, because there are other like proteins that you can mess with as well, from what I've heard. I don't know how true that is, but I would hate to be eating like an avocado, or not an avocado, about all we're going to need, I think. Yeah, we're going to use the second gear to draw that out. I don't even know if this gear was. I don't think the sound's coming. Go ahead. Take this out. Did that change the sound at all, guys? Oh, I can hear it so much better now. It's like I have a whole hearing. I think the plan here is I'm pretty much just going to get these to like the right size, and then we're going to cut them to make like little sections that are like right. Slide them in. Maybe we'll do it not even. It doesn't really matter if the leather underneath gets a little burnt, especially if I can make a much better connection. This heat is something. I had my Gatorade, chugged it off screen, and boy, it's hot. Meat Fest is coming October 3rd. I do like chicken, but I like dark meats when it comes to chicken. I mean, I am a big steak guy. I really like good steaks. I am like kind of a steak nerd. I think that looks just about good. End up with that much. Maybe a little bit more even. Yep, still gotta be a little bit more. That's the best part about making something just like this, is because every heat it heats up a little bit faster, cuts down on your time. It's already red hot. Make up a couple of these. We're going to fit them as we go. That's the longest one. So that one. It'll fit all. take it. Good for that one. We're gonna make it a little bigger. I need to figure out how to mark these. Figure it out on the 16th. Oh, you know what? That's enough. I can do it right now. So right there. About where we want it. Cut. Gentlest little tap that any blacksmith has ever done. They gave me a little bit of a mark. And I want a good mark. Perfect. That'll help hold this threaded out and make an easier spot for me to start doing the cut. This cutoff tool. Alright. Number one, set it over here so I don't lose it 'cause it's very tiny. There goes all my knuckle hair. I had it for too long. Such is the life of a person who is around a forge. Meadfest sounds awesome though. Four Brothers Mead, yeah, they're actually pretty good. I've had their mead before. I don't need to survive. It actually probably helped all the sweat in my eyes. Oh yeah. She got a little toasty. That breeze feels nice. I think we'll probably end the stream after I'm done putting these pins in. Once I'm done with it, I gotta get back to work anyway. Here in about half an hour or so. That should be perfect. Yeah, my hands are cramping up a little bit. Having dehydration coming in. Head back to work, answer my emails, get a little work done. Hydrate a little bit. Call it a day. Try that out. Beautiful, right where we want it. Bring it over. Nice little mark. Get her up again. Yeah, she's definitely warm one today. I'm definitely feeling it again. I'm not getting any of the nausea yet though. Might have been a little warm before today, but you know, gotta get it done. Okay. Didn't have to finish cutting that one. one thing I cannot abide by on this channel is people talking smack on Bear Grylls. It's like, yes, his show was a little hokey, drinking his own pee, blah blah blah, yeah. But what people don't understand is, like, he is a actual real life certified badass. Yes, he did drink the pee and stuff and do all that, but you have to understand that was when, like, survival was, like, first coming to the forefront of popular media. And so they would have him do really sensationalist, weird stuff to be, you know, for the shock factor. Eat a placenta, eat the bugs, do all that, live in a pod, eat the bugs. That's an entirely other creature. So yeah, they would have him do that, but, like, he knows personally that that's not a thing. He was part of the SAS, which is the Special Air Force, which is the big cool British Special Forces. So, I mean, he knows survival stuff. So what we're going to do, I'm actually going to put the forge back in, going. I'm going to stick it through, and then I'm going to hammer it, and then we're going to grind off some of the excess on the top and bottom. It's going to be a real rough job, but it's going to be a real rough knife, so. But yeah, so he would do all that stuff for the show, but he was part of that special ops group, so I mean, they have training, and I mean, I don't remember the number, but he's been on a ton of jumps, like parachutes or stuff, like jumping out of planes with parachutes. He was a trainer on that. He did like 10,000 jumps or something, and then he actually had an accident. His chute did not deploy the right way, and he was paralyzed from the waist down. And they were like, yeah, you're never going to walk again. And then, like, within a year, he climbed Mount Everest by himself. Like, immense respect for that man. You know, we're just going to loop it over. It's going to be a staple. It actually looks kind of cool. Yeah, whatever works. We're going to put a little water on that, though. I may be able to just do that with the other ones, too. Yeah, I think that's the move. Looks pretty cool. But yeah, a lot of respect for that guy. And like I said, he was the driving force in bringing survival stuff to popular culture, for sure. I mean, there was stuff like Rambo and all that, but that was more like the militaristic side. His was like the, okay, skills over tools type of vibe. It's looking cool. I kind of dig that. It's not even, but it don't need to be. User. Oh no. Chat, we're cooked. Missed the hole on that one, so push that out. Luckily that's an easy fix. Yeah, a lot of respect for that dude. I mean, just to be told that you're never going to walk again, and then giving a big middle finger to the doctor, and climbing Everest, you know, within a year. Love that energy, you know? Yeah, it's like, yeah, oh, you're going to tell me I can't do this? Well, I'm going to tell you that I am going to do it, and then I'm going to do it. Something that you can't even do, doctor. It's like the people who get cancer and they're like, oh yeah, well, you've got like a year to live, and they're like, no, I'll see you in 10 years, doc. Bro's doing it for the views, but dude, that guy has some insane feats under his belt. He sure does. Dude climbed a mountain, just killed people. Yeah. Yeah, it's alright, Benadryl. It's alright. We're gonna get this. We're gonna get this figured out. We're gonna go ahead and it now. Ooh-wee. I have lost the thing. Oh no, I didn't. That was stupid for me to leave that there, but I did not lose it. Yeah, I'm getting a little shaky. Definitely need to, we're going to be ending after this for sure. I think the sheath is going to be made a dark brown. These holes are not lining up very well. It definitely shifted. We got to start over the whole knife. It's too bad cameraman Joey is working, being a significant member of society. So, oh, I just broke that pen. It worked. I had enough left over to kind of hang it over. Well, she ain't pretty, but she's strong. Oh, you know what? Nope. Just fell right out. Well, I don't have it in me right now. I'll put this last pin in later, but I'm hot. I'm ready to get inside. That's what we got done. Plus, I gotta start getting ready to get back to work. Gotta change back into my work stuff. I got like 20 minutes till I gotta be back. It's 2:40. Yeah, appreciate you, Plunder Shop. Appreciate you. Messed up. Gotta go bald. Yep. Yeah. That's what happened to my hair. I didn't go bald, but I mean, my hair's much shorter than it was now, which I can't really complain. I still have hair, so much as some of the wise people who watch my channel. I'm not going to call out anyone for being bald, but well, some of the follicle impaired individuals pointed out and be like, yeah, you're complaining about them messing up your hair, but I ain't even got any hair, bro. It's really top heavy still. No, I'm not going to try. I'm not going to try it on my belt. Oh, we'll put it on here and see how it hangs. My welding apron has a broken buckle, so this may not be the best place to test this. Well, that's not terrible. Whoop. Anyway, thanks for watching. Get out of the woods, get out to the forge, stay safe, stay cool, stay hydrated, and you know what? Stay the other kind of cool, because you're all awesome. Bold and proud. Heck yeah. It's a cool look. Yeah, I dig it. It's very rough and tumble, borderline like orc assembly tough boy knife.
Well, it's a big tough boy. He's gonna be using it.
Alright guys, have a good one. Thanks for tuning in. See you in another year, chumps. And hopefully it'll be sooner than that. This has reawakened my desire to do YouTubes. But I'm gonna take my sun hat off. Yeah, appreciate you guys watching. Good luck on the grind. Appreciate you. Peace out. Peace out. I don't know. All right, Midwest goodbye. You guys all have a good night. Thanks for hanging out with me. You're beautiful and handsome. All right, bye. I said bye.